everybody, this is Ananya, and today we will be seeing how to import various types of data sets into Pandas and perform some basic operations on it. So I will be showing you all an example of how to import a CSV file, and you all can just simply go about JSON files or SQL, let's say databases, just the same way. But for databases, we might take an example ahead in the future. So let's go ahead with adding or importing CSV files and performing some operations. So where do you think we can get these CSV files from? Where one of the best places to get them from is Kaggle. So Kaggle owns this huge, gigantic store. It's basically an entire store of so many various data sets of different fields, may it be grocery, airlines, then COVID, then movies, books, name it, and you will get it here. So we will be using just that. So just like in a previous example, we were using movies and books, I thought, why not go ahead and search for movie data sets in Kaggle. And that's where I got all of these various options. You can go ahead and download anything of your choice. What I will be doing is I'll either, let's take IMDb movies extensive data set. So when you go ahead and click on it, you can simply click download in here, but make sure you log in or register into Kaggle before you download it, or else you might face issues. Okay, so basically you'll have 4 files here. You can choose any one of them. Let me just show that to you all. Yeah, there you go. You see these IMDb 4 files. That's basically it. We'll go ahead and use movies.csv. Let's move ahead to coding now. Of course, go ahead and import pandas as PD. Now let's firstly read our data. Now how do we do that? You say data is equal to pd.read_csv. That's simply all you have to do. Similarly, you say read_json. Anything will be fine. The syntax is pretty much the same. And now what you want to do is you have to go ahead and give in the path of your file. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and come back. Okay, so now that I have this ready, I'm going to go ahead and show you all how the data exactly looks like. And there you go. It might take some time because there's seriously a lot of data. Okay, there you go. It's giving you the first 4 rows and the last 85,854th row. That's enormous, like an enormous amount of data. Okay. So you've got, let's see what columns have we got. You've got the ID of the movie, the title, and in case there was an original title, the date it got published, the genre, the duration, the year it was released, and everything. Can you imagine the amount of data, let's say, analysis y'all can perform on this? That's pretty interesting stuff going on. Okay, now that we have our data, what I want to do is, let's go ahead and see as to what sort of data types have we got in here. So what you need to do for that is data.info. As simple as that. And there you go. For each and every column that you have, you get the count of it and the data type. So you have either floats or ints and objects. There you go. For example, for votes, you have an int because obviously it cannot be float. You have a budget and all of that, okay? And it's pretty much easier to deal with future operations when you know which columns you already have. You've got country, genre, language, director, and everything. So just for let's say a beautified, pretty representation of our data, let's go ahead and say data.head. We'll be performing some very basic operations today. So that from next time onward, we can go a little more intensified. So what you got here is only the first 5 rows. So you can deal with your future operations, as I said, pretty easily. You can either get the first 5 or the last 5. You simply say tail, and there you go. You get the last 5 rows, and and henceforth it's pretty much the same as we performed out here. All the difference is you see this 3 dotted row. It basically holds all the rows between the first 5 and the last 5 rows. All right, that's what it indicates, in case you were wondering. All right, now let's go ahead and check out how to drop duplicates. Now, there are various scenarios wherein, due to some situation, the rows or the data might get duplicated. Well, in this case, let's go ahead and check the shape of our data. So we'll check the original one and then go ahead and modify it a bit and see what happens. So basically, we've got 85,000 something rows and 22 columns. Remember 55 out here, all right? And what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'll open up this Excel sheet out here, which contains exactly the entire data that we just imported. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy out this last row out here, okay? And I'm going to paste it so that we can basically create a we create a duplicate value. And I'm going to go ahead and save that. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'll go up here. Okay, I'll go up here and run this thing again, because of course there are some changes, and let's go ahead and change the shape. Okay, let's check the shape of it again. Do you see this? We changed it from 55 to 56. So there is a duplicate now. Let's go ahead and use the function drop duplicates and see what happens. So data2, let's name it data2 is equal to data2 dot drop, or let's use data. I don't know why was I using data2. So data dot is equal to data dot drop duplicates underscore duplicates, all right? And okay, and there's no parameter that has to be passed. Let's go ahead and run that. Okay, there was no issue with that. And next what I'm going to do is I'm going to say data.shape. Okay, hopefully we have our duplicate removed, and there you go, we do have our duplicate removed. This was 56 and this is 55 now. Okay, that was done successfully. We have cleared all our duplicates. Let's go ahead and try out a function or two more. Let's say we wanted to change the column name of a certain column. Let's say instead of this entire title, IMDb title ID, I wanted to keep it only ID. So what you want to say is, you say data dot rename, you use the rename function, and to that you've got to do a little bit of work in here, but it's pretty all right. So inside a dictionary, let's say you put columns is equal to, and you put in your old name first, that is your key, and the value will be your new column name. Okay, so from IMDb title ID, I made it only ID. And that's it. What you want to do is you want to make it in place is equal to true. Okay, so what in place is, it basically makes the changes in the exact place, doesn't change any other, let's say, doesn't cause any issues basically. Let's go ahead and run that. Okay, so where is the issue? Okay, so this is basically just a warning. I don't think this is too much of an issue. Let's try and see our new data frame now. Let's run that. And there you go. You have successfully changed. This was just a warning. You don't have to worry about that. So data now has the first column as ID. So in case you just wanted to check out only the columns and not the entire data set again, you could have simply said data.columns, and it would give you an entire list of the columns which has our modified first column name. And that was basically it. This is all for today. This was a nice short video to get you all started and all into pandas. Next time we might see how to remove or replace null values and a few more other operations. All right, I hope this was fun and pretty practical enough. Bye-bye. I'll see you all soon.